Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another WWE Reddit video. This is, of course, the series where you can submit your photos, videos, memes, questions, or anything related to the world of professional wrestling over on the Santi Zap Videos Reddit page. So if you'd like to be featured in the next WWE Reddit video, make sure that you check out the Reddit page. There's a link in the description for you. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications. If you're a wrestling fan, I know that you're going to fall in love with this YouTube channel because we always upload daily wrestling content. And don't forget, if you want more than just daily wrestling content, come over to the Patreon, patreon.com/SantiZap. Over there, you're going to get so much more extra content like the Raw reviews, SmackDown reviews, and a whole bunch of extra videos that never get uploaded here to YouTube. So go check it out. Link in the description, link in the pinned comment. Let's see what you sent in this week. Am I crazy? So John Cena versus R-Truth at Saturday night's main event, all right, is better than John Cena versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41. And sir, I do not think you are crazy. In fact, I think that you are perfectly sane because I would agree with this statement, because even though John Cena versus R-Truth wasn't a 5-star classic out of the Tokyo Dome, even though it was just a 5-minute squash match, you know what this match did have? It had an identity, it had a soul, and it didn't overstay its welcome. The second that it accomplished what it was trying to do, which was just to put a smile on your face, to have a fun moment, to give you a quick nostalgia pop, it got off our screens the second that it delivered what it needed to deliver. Meanwhile, John Cena versus Cody Rhodes, this disaster of a WrestleMania main event, did the complete opposite, and it didn't have a soul, and it didn't have an identity. It was a match that felt like it was sold out to corporate higher-ups for the big mainstream moment with Travis Scott that completely fell flat. The match leading up to the Travis Scott moment wasn't particularly very good. This was just a tragedy. Meanwhile, John Cena versus R-Truth was honest to goodness just good old family fun. What a legend and a cool moment. Unfortunately, it was a short match. I'm perfectly fine with this being a short match. I think that the alternative would have made this worse, for this to have been a competitive back and forth. I feel like it was appropriate that the only offense that R-Truth got in there was when he was mimicking John Cena, because this really wasn't R-Truth versus Cena. This was John Cena versus John Cena. This was evil John Cena going up against all of the things that he turned away from, all of the lights, all of the color, all of the love from the fans, and I don't think that we needed more than 5 minutes to tell that story. Shout out to the Ron Cena shirt. That to me is a legendary piece of wrestling merch. That thing is awesome. Straight chills. See what I mean? Like, dude, people are having fun. So awesome, man. Come on, how can you not fall in love with that sequence? Again, I'm not telling you that this is a match of the year, but I am telling you that this thing had soul. This thing knew exactly what it was there to deliver, and it delivered on every single promise. WWE needs to realize that we don't give an F about these celebrities and their shows. Here's the thing, they're going to keep showcasing them, and I'm fine with WWE having these partnerships with celebrities. I mean, that to me is a tale as old as time. As far back as WrestleMania 1, even before that, WWE has been partnering with celebrities. I feel like the problem is that they aren't doing a particularly great job at using them anymore. This segment with, I don't know their names, Bert and Ernie or whatever, whoever the hell they are. Maybe they're funny to some people. I didn't particularly find them very enjoyable. But I think the problem is that when you are clamoring for the usage of other WWE stars that can't even get TV time, like the Karrion Crosses of the world, like the Austin Theories of the world, where the hell is Ludwig? Instead, we're giving multiple minutes to these segments that I really don't know who the target demographic is for these. I get that this is to promote a Netflix show, and we are on Netflix, so it's really just Netflix trying to siphon Monday Night Raw viewers to stay on to Netflix and watch more Netflix things. But there's got to be surely a better way to promote these programs than what they've been doing with these comedians. Undashing Chelsea honestly, this truly does suck though. Yeah, so Chelsea Green suffered a broken nose during her match with Zelina Vega at Saturday night's main event. Look, at the very least, Chelsea Green has been making the most of this. She even made the broken nose picture her profile picture across social media, which was pretty cool. Obviously, you never want to see this. Hopefully, she doesn't have to take too much time off. Maybe she does come in with a mask. Chelsea Green is the type of person to turn this into a character quirk of hers. Obviously, speedy recovery. It's too bad that this happened in this match, and it's too bad that the match wasn't very good either. So this is where it happened. This just a bad 619. What? And what I laugh at is that, you know, the 619 doesn't land, right? Like she kind of like she gets stuck, but then she's like, screw it, let me just send one last kick. It just breaks her nose right there. Boom. Oh, dude, you should have just honestly just bailed out of that move instead of just delivering one last kick to break her nose. Obviously, accidents happen. Bronson Reed is the third man. What do you think? It's not my first choice, but it's not a choice that I hate. I'm totally on board with it. I still think that it's a bit weird that they haven't done a great job at explaining how Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed have been able to mend fences. It's possible that they might explore that storyline a little bit further down, but I hope they don't completely ignore it. They lightly touched on it on Monday Night Raw with Paul Heyman bringing it up, but I felt like that was more to remind us of how dangerous Bronson Reed is. We didn't really get a proper explanation as to why Seth Rollins ultimately decided to recruit Bronson Reed and ultimately forgive him. I do want them to address that at some point, maybe with some infighting within the group. But Bronson Reed is awesome. He's pretty much got it all. I love his matches. I think his promos are severely underrated, and somebody like Bronson Reed could certainly use this group as a major launching platform to become a perennial main eventer. So what do I think about it? I think it's good. Seth trying to collect all the bronze. Now, if only we had one more Braun to put in here. Where is Braun Strowman? Bring this man back simply so that he could join Seth Rollins' faction. Can we leave this man alone and stop being such snowflakes? Listen, I'm a big fan of Jesse the Body Ventura on commentary. I love the fact that he calls WWE's BS. I like that he's a realist. I like that he has no filter and kind of puts the commentary team in a little bit of an awkward situation. Listen, this is what you get out of Jesse the Body Ventura. This is what you sign up for. This isn't like WWE's first rodeo working with Jesse the Body Ventura. He always does these types of things. We have another submission here about the whole rant about the door, which I thought was hilarious, but I just like the fact that he voices things when he thinks that they look stupid.
Wait a minute. How do you win it going out the door?
Well, that's the
I thought you had to go over the top. What kind of BS is that?
And the best part is that he goes on for like 30 minutes about talking about how BS it is that you can just walk out the door, because it's true. It's just fundamentally true. Why have a cage match to keep two guys inside the ring so that they can't get away from each other, only for the door to be unlocked and you can just simply just waltz out and walk out? And also, the whole point of the cage is to keep people out. Well, people can just walk out if the door is unlocked. I think it's dumb. I agree with Jesse the Body Ventura here. Here's Sean. Boom. Oh my God. Oh, you got me good, brother. Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. Oh!
Oh, you know it.
Spear! Oh! That was a sneak peek of this week's Wrestling is Cool Match Club, available exclusively on patreon.com/SantiZap. This week, we're looking at a match between the two most hated men in wrestling, Vince McMahon versus Hulk Hogan, in a bloody anything goes match at WrestleMania 19. We're going to Royal Rumble 2024 to see the match between Roman Reigns, LA Knight, Randy Orton, and AJ Styles for the Undisputed Championship. We're looking at an indie gem between Adam Cole as NXT North American Champion going up against Gunther. The super kick heard around the world because we're going to be looking at Shawn Michaels versus Shelton Benjamin from Raw in 2005. And the high-flying classic between Hijo del Vikingo and Rey Fenix at Triple Mania. You're going to get this, plus the Raw reviews, the SmackDown reviews, and a whole host of other series that we can never upload on YouTube because we use actual real footage that would just get blocked on YouTube due to copyright problems. So come check it out. It's patreon.com/SantiZap. I'm confident that if you even try for 1 month, that you're going to fall in love with all of the daily content content that we upload there, plus the community that we have there as well. If you're already a patron, thank you so much for your support, but now let's get you back to the video. History has been made. Trick Williams is the new TNA champion, and this to me is mind-boggling. Listen, okay, if you just started watching wrestling maybe within the last 3 years, this might not seem like something insane. For somebody like me that's been watching now for 22, 23 years, this is still mind-bending. Just seeing another world title being held by a WWE talent and running around with said title on WWE TV, on TV shows that have major TV deals like NXT and the CW network, appearing and being defended on WWE PLEs is insane to me. This would never happen under Vince McMahon, not in a million years. The partnerships would never even come close to taking place, let alone somebody running around with a foreign championship belt. This is awesome as far as I'm concerned. Vince watching the TNA title being defended in his company. No! To be fair, it's not his company anymore. In other words, this is what the main event of Battleground was. Ah, yes, the TNA president sitting in the hotel cuck chair watching WWE make sweet love to that TNA championship. Yeah, it's kind of wild that they invited the TNA president to watch his championship leave the hands of his own talent. Legit question, because I missed this. Why is John beefing with Jay? I mean, it's purely off the back that Jay's a good guy, John's a bad guy, and Jay eliminated John Cena from the Royal Rumble. I feel like that's pretty much the entirety of that feud. Obviously, we have a history between John Cena and Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso and Logan Paul, but I hate this match. I feel like this is lazy booking. To be fair, WWE has been doing lazy booking for their champions at Money in the Bank because they know that they can get away with it because it's a gimmick PLE where people are more focused on the Money in the Bank ladder matches than they are individual storylines in individual matches, which is why they just keep peppering us with main events being tag teams over the last several years. I hate this. I think it's lazy. I don't like both world championships being tied to non-championship storylines and feuds for such a big event like Money in the Bank. WWE and their obsession with tag team matches at Money in the Bank. Yeah, so this is obviously like the visual representation of it. So through a few years ago, it was Bloodline's Civil War. At the very least, you know, it was a long-running storyline that was really, really hot, but this was another thing that tied the world championship. Then we had last year's championship being tied to this tag team match as well with Teemu Bloodline. And then obviously we have both world championships being tied to yet another tag team match. I think it's lazy, and I do think it's purely because WWE can get away with it because the Money in the Bank ladder matches is all anyone really talks about when it comes to Money in the Bank as a PLE. We were robbed. Yeah, in a perfect world, this is what we do. In a perfect world, you run John Cena versus CM Punk again at Money in the Bank one last time, nice little last nostalgia pop. It would have been perfectly poetic with CM Punk all of those years ago beating John Cena to take the championship out of the WWE, and now this time at Money in the Bank 14 years later, he's fighting that same John Cena for that same title, but this time to keep the title in the WWE. Come on, like it was right there for the taking. Like it was such a simple storyline to tell that would have required like no brain power. Who should dethrone Tiffany? Well, my Tiffany epiphany is that Tiffany should be dethroned by none other than Naomi. I feel like Naomi has made the most strides towards becoming a legitimate threat and a contender for any one of the women's world titles. And if you want to capitalize on a big heel change, unlike you did with the New Day, then you should actually just go all in and put a title on her. This might be the worst thing. Yeah, this is pretty accurate. New Orleans getting backstabbed by the WWE simply because Las Vegas paid more money. I think it's funny to think about the fact that not only are the hardcore fans being priced out of WWE events because it's becoming so expensive, but now entire literal cities and governments are being priced out of how expensive WWE. Sorry, New Orleans, you're too damn poor. This return was perfect. I'm so glad that they're back, number one. I love the tribute to Bray Wyatt, number two. And three, I love the fact that they're just immediately in the tag team division. Don't overthink this. The tag team division has so many viable opponents for the Wyatt Six, so many characters to explore, and it is a simpler place to book the Wyatt Six. You can still maybe do some of the deeper storylines with Uncle Howdy, going after some other people and exploring some of those like psychological storylines, but you should be having the Wyatt Six on weekly TV facing multiple teams, multiple groups in this awesome SmackDown tag team division. I feel like the return was great, and the place where they returned them in terms of like where on the card they are is necessary. Probably the greatest move I've ever seen. Yeah, so the Sol Ruka top rope soul snatcher was insane. Look at this. Boom. A reverse 450 splash into a cutter. Absolutely bananas. Come on, bro. Come on. If you ever felt useless, remember what The Rock has done in 2025 WWE. Yeah, the answer is essentially nothing, because the John Cena thing led to nothing, and then him announcing New Orleans WrestleMania, well, that was a damn lie. So yeah, he's done absolutely nothing. So you have been more productive in 2025 than The Rock has been productive in terms of his WWE appearances. Good for you. How do you feel about Roxanne and the Judgment Day? I'm cool with it because there's a very clear, definitive storyline and path for where she can go with the Judgment Day, which is something you can't really say for many NXT call-ups that just sort of get called up and there's no storyline for them. And if they do get put into something, it's something that could get axed in like a week or is over within one PLE cycle. This storyline can last for months for Roxanne Perez, which means that she'll be getting plenty of TV time and rubbing shoulders with some of the giants of Monday Night Raw, like the Dominic Mysterios of the world, Liv Morgans and Finn Balor's. And that to me is nothing but a win for somebody as young and as new to the main roster as Roxanne Perez. This is legit the perfect way to describe Dominic Mysterio and his ladies. Yeah, yeah, that's accurate as hell. Disaster Rocks. Dude, I think that she's just there to cause problems. I feel like that's her job, that she's been hired by Finn Balor to create a divide within the Judgment Day, to destroy Dominic Mysterio's legitimacy as one of the leaders and the most important voice within the Judgment Day. I feel like she's going to be running around with Finn Balor once all of the smoke settles from this. What? Bro, like an hour ago this happened. JC Jane is the new women's NXT champion, dethroning none other than La Primera Stephanie Vaquer, and I am genuinely shook. I did not see this coming, considering Stephanie Vaquer just literally retained this weekend in a banger of a match against Jordan Grace. So if you were planning on having her drop the championship anyway, why didn't you just have her drop it to Jordan Grace? Make a big star out of Jordan Grace and have her carry the mantle of NXT while you send Stephanie Vaquer to the main roster. I don't hate this, by the way. I love JC Jane. I'm a huge fan of JC Jane. I just feel like this felt a little bit out of nowhere, which is that a bad thing? I guess not necessarily. It just means you got to tune into every episode of NXT because anything could literally happen. This episode alone had two like out of nowhere title changes. The women's NXT championship and Ethan Page winning the North American title. Absolutely bananas. Close enough. Yeah. See, I'm even wearing the same shirt. This literally just happened. This is going to be an insane banger. Oh my God. El Hijo del Vikingo versus Chad Gable. On paper, in terms of the talent that's in this match, legitimately has the potential to be the best match that WWE produces all year. This is going to be amazing. And on top of that, we are dealing with a Chad Gable that not only is he awesome, but now he has lots of experience with luchadors. So he's not going into this like as a newbie, learning how to make lucha moves look good or how to work well with a lucha libre star. He's been there, done that. This is going to be absolutely amazing. I feel like the one wild thing was that they spoiled that Hijo del Vikingo is going to be showing up to Worlds Collide as the Triple A Mega Champion, which is their top championship. Right now, as of the making of this video, the champion's actually Alberto El Patron, formerly WWE's Alberto Del Rio, but WWE's like, we don't give a damn. We're just going to spoil that Vikingo is going to take that championship away from him and bring it to Worlds Collide. And this is the main event, by the way, this match is going to be unbelievably good. Finn's face when Liv caught Dom is priceless. Honestly, we need more of this Finn. Finn was just having a blast on this episode of Monday Night Raw, and I honestly, this feels like it's bringing new life to Finn Balor, and just simply because of that, I'm here for it. Some WWE fans now that they hate TKO. Vince, Thanos, perhaps I treated you too harshly. Listen, two things can be right at the same time. One, Vince sucks, and two, TKO also sucks. Yeet.
4 letters, 1 word. Yeah.
Shout out to this awesome Jey Uso fan. Congratulations on your graduation. That's badass as hell. Will Alexa Bliss join the Wyatt Six? I don't know now. Honestly, I don't know now. I'm sure at the very minimum we'll have interactions. It's very likely. I'm just saying I don't know now because I feel like the Wyatt Six can coexist in the same brand as Alexa Bliss while being in the tag team division doing their own thing and aren't reliant on Alexa Bliss. If they want to bring the band back together, I'm not going to stop it, but I don't think it's necessary anymore, or more than anything, I don't think it's needed for the Wyatt Six to succeed if they book them right within this tag team division. Who should win a title before the end of this year? All right, let's see what options you've got. You got Finn Balor, Chad Gable, Gunther, Sheamus, AJ Styles. I'm going to keep this simple, all right? I'm going to pick the only man on this list that doesn't have a singles title. I'm going to go with Chad Gable. Chad Gable absolutely should be the one out of the people in this list to win some sort of gold. We need this match one last time. So we got John Cena versus AJ Styles. I think we're gonna get it. I really do. We'll see how, I guess, long the storyline between Cody Rhodes and John Cena goes. If they're dead set on completing this storyline before all the other ones can take place. But I hope at something like Clash in Paris, it would be just so perfect and the environment would be absolutely insane for this match. Best WrestleMania match that isn't the main event. Okay, let's see what you got here. Yeah, this is a certified banger. Rhea versus Charlotte. Yeah, the Intercontinental Championship triple threat from WrestleMania 39. Oh, I love Punk versus The Undertaker. Yeah, the women's triple threat from this year. Macho Man versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Unbelievably good match. It still holds up to this day. Kofi versus Daniel Bryan. I mean, you're missing like some of like the most important ones, like a bunch of Shawn Michaels ones, right? Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker Part 1. End of an era you got to have there. Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle absolutely deserves to be on there. There's a lot of matches that kind of fit that criteria. I miss Asuka so much. Me too, damn it. I hope that they can find a good, unique place to bring her and that it isn't just pairing her up with Kairi Sane again. Santi really telling us how he feels about the Wyatt Six return. Oh God, you got a screenshot of it. The Wyatt Sucks returns. Okay, this was not my fault. I have a member of my team that does the titling and he accidentally put sucks instead of six. I promise you it wasn't a subliminal message or any thoughts of how I think about the Wyatt Six, all right? I hate that you caught this and took a screenshot of it. Damn it. Who do you think Julia's first feud will be against? I think it should be Zelina Vega, and it should be for the U.S. title. I think that Zelina Vega isn't benefiting that much from the U.S. championship, and I feel like somebody like Julia would, and probably elevated as well. So I'm going to say Zelina Vega for the U.S. title. I did not know Logan Paul follows Santi. You know what? I don't really brag about it. You want to know why? Because I'm humble. If I had to show a non-wrestling fan their first match, it would be this one. A hell of a match. Honestly, it's a good question. Just like what match would you show non-wrestling fans? This is a great one to have. Funny enough, a lot of the ones that I have involve luchadors because I think that's just such a mesmerizing style of professional wrestling that anyone, even if you're not a wrestling fan, you can acknowledge just how crazy that is. That's why like usually my go-to is Rey Mysterio versus Kurt Angle. And it's funny that we've got, you know, two luchadors, mass luchadors, and somebody that wrestles like Kurt Angle on here. So I see some similarities. The pre-sale code for that particular weekend. WWE, you're so sneaky. Just kidding. You're kind of obvious. So the pre-sale code for all of the shows that are going up against AEW All In is all WWE. All right. Fair play, WWE. I see you. If Rhea were to win Money in the Bank, these would sell like wildfire. The branding of Mommy in the Bank is like probably the reason why I think that Rhea Ripley has a really strong chance of winning this, because Mommy in the Bank shirts, Mommy in the Bank briefcases would sell like crazy. Here's the thing, she just like doesn't need this. Like, it's Rhea Ripley. She could just, I've made this joke before, but she can just fart and get a championship match. Why are we gonna waste such an important plot device like the Money in the Bank briefcase that can be used to elevate anyone at any moment on somebody that doesn't need that plot device to put herself in the title picture? WWE is really setting up NXT to fail. I feel bad for Sean and the talent on NXT. Pressuring young talent to go up against AEW's biggest show of the year is so cruel. I just think it's so unnecessary to do this. That weekend is already absolutely insane. I'm sorry. I'm going to be watching All In. This is AEW's biggest, best show of the year, and I just don't think that NXT could put together a card to make me want to pull away from that. And obviously, like, I love NXT, I love WWE, but this is a move that I think is going to hurt NXT more than hurt All In. F you, Rocky.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I didn't do fucking shit.
Okay, that's a good one to end the video on. All right, folks, thank you so much for watching today's WWE Reddit video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Goodbye. Get out of here.